Hey, greetings, beautiful beings. This is Spirit, your cosmic mentor in the moment. Well, hello. How art thou? I hope things are going well in your world. Well, a little cosmic update is that there's definitely the winds of change are changing. Is that a saying? I guess that is now. The winds of change are changing. So if you sit and listen, it's been really windy here, and the windies to me have messages from the ancestors, and we know that change is constant, right? Yet that wheel has churned, and so there's just a lot more things where there's gonna, big shifts from that fear, anger, sadness paradigm into truth, love, joy, peace, and abundance for all. How do we flip it? How do we focus more on that? And I know that it takes tremendous trust and faith. And constantly the divine is saying there's this thing called divine timing. And so what I recently learned is that, in between there, while you're waiting, if you're in the waiting period of things manifesting or showing up that you've been wanting to come into reality, is that sometimes the faith wavers, trust wavers, and to just keep going, because right before things show up, sometimes our ego kicks into the same old habits and patterns that we have used for survival and for throughout our whole life. So as we're changing and letting that go, you come to a place of waiting, and you just have to have patience, and that's not always easy. The other part is really practicing calmness of mind. And so there's a couple of different ways, like Qigong Grandmaster Lin, had me practice in level 4 Spring Force Qigong. We practice just staring at a candle, and you try not to think of, thoughts, be attached to thoughts or feelings, and you just stare at the flame, kind of become one with the flame. Bob Proctor said you could put a dot on the wall, like with a marker, and then you just stare at the dot, not even thinking about it as a dot. You just it's concentration. So those are a couple of things that you could try if you feel called to just practice calmness of mind. Okay, so I'm going to share, this next part is I'm going to share from the book of Daily Thoughts and Prayers from Swami Paramananda, because I think today is really beautiful. So the salient thought for the day is: we must forget our littleness in bigness of vision, in a larger ideal, in love of truth and love of humanity. Lines to memorize. Dark night of the soul is an illusion of mind. Doubt of your divine birthright will melt before the sun of truth that will dawn in your heart. In hour of meditation, your thoughts will shine like the bright stars, illumining the firmament of the spiritual world. Lesson: there are two kinds of ego. One is unripe, leading us into unending troubles. The other is the ripe ego, which connects us with God. The only safe attitude a person can take is that they are an instrument in God's hands. This comes from an exalted state of mind and always leads to a bigger ideal. It is reached through simplicity and spiritual devotion. Prayer. May the Infinite One, who knows my innermost thoughts and feelings, just got whipped in the face by this tree. May God free me from all egotism, pride, and unloveliness. May God lead me to greater closeness with God. May God fill my mind and heart with God's divine essence, and make me ever conscious of God's blessed presence. That's by Swami Paramananda. Well, I just want to say that I feel a big change in the world, and externally we haven't seen it quite manifesting yet. Yet in this dimensional shift of the 5D creative process, there is something that has shifted, and that is going to continue to shift as we keep connecting and aligning our hearts and our minds with the divine and with the earth. And there is a new human consciousness, and that is living a life that is in alignment with the divine and with the earth. So I hope that you're feeling that too, and that for those of you doing the inner work, I know that you are. I love ya, and I am wishing you blessings. Ciao for now.